Namaskar and welcome. ANOVA 2A classification. And another case, a very small question. So far as the size of the question is concerned, it is very small, but it is something like a chili. Yes, the question is of a few lines only. For details, please press show more button. Always before watching my lecture, press show more and read the content. Then only it will be, say, utmost useful to watch the lecture. So always press show more, read the content and watch the lecture. Okay. Yeah, total yield from all plots. But what is the exact problem? Let's first discuss it. A group of researchers is interested in studying that whether the, say, one or more out of 3 varieties of seeds and one or more types of blocks of land out of 4 are, say, giving or say are contributing anything greater output of a particular crop. So they want to study that the 3 varieties of seeds which they have selected, is any one or more able to give greater output of the crop. At the same time, the 3 varieties of seeds are assigned to 4 varieties of blocks. So they also want to study that any one or more types of blocks of land can contribute to greater output of the crop. Both the things are simultaneously studied. So there are 2 independent variables against which are under the control of researchers. One is variety of seeds, another is types of or blocks of land. There are 3 varieties of seed, 4 varieties of blocks of land. Yes. These 3 and 4 are called levels of independent variable that we know very well. Now what are the statistical data? Total yield from all plots. All plots means total number of plots are 4 into 3, 12. Because all the 3 kinds of, say, seeds are sown on type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. So there are total 12 plots of land and total production is 84 tons. That we shall see that it is T for us, but later on. Crude sum of squares 624. I shall explain the meaning of this term crude sum of squares later on. Variety totals 24, 28, 32. These are the totals of either columns or rows in which we fit the variety of seeds, and similarly block totals. If these are taken as column total, these will be row total or vice versa. Now what are these things? Let's imagine the data in the form which we had discussed in the earlier case. We prepare 2 tables, okay, after coding the data if necessary. Say this is the first table where we write all the things primarily collected. 3 variety of seeds, 1, 2, 3. These are our x1, x2, x3 columns. 4 blocks, 4 kinds of blocks rather. B1, B2, B3, B4. So these are R1, R2, R3, R4 for us. We have no information about these 12 elements, but we have column totals, variety totals. These are our sigma x1, sigma x2, sigma x3. We have row totals, block total means. These are our sigma R1, sigma R2, sigma R3, sigma R4. And see, summation of these 4 and these 3 is 84. That is grand total of all 12 elements. Okay. So this is T. Similarly, since this is 2A classification, no unequal size of columns or rows, and in each column there are number of elements exactly equivalent to number of rows. Yes, 4, 4 and 4. And in each row there are number of elements exactly equal to number of columns, 3, 3, 3. Grand total is 12. That is total number of elements. On the basis of these 2, we calculate correction factor d square upon n. Yes, another new term, crude sum of squares. Crude sum of squares means grand total of the squared values of all the elements. Yes, if we take squared values of all these 12 elements, its grand total is called crude sum of squares. that we find either through the columnar total of squared values or row total of squared values. So we can say that crude sum of square equals to sigma x1 square plus sigma x2 square plus sigma x3 square. That is also called sigma r1 square plus sigma r2 square plus sigma r3 square plus sigma r4 square, and that is given to be 624. Ultimately, we need not to prepare the second table. The result of the second table is already available. So without preparing these two tables, the paper setter or the examiner has given everything readily available. But the risk factor is to interpret these correctly. Because, one thing is possible. If we take these variety of seeds in the form of rows and blocks in the form of column, there will be no change. Just our SSC and SSR will change with each other, and similarly our F ratios, both the F ratios will be actually changed. That we shall discuss in the part 2. So let's go for solution, and on the basis of these two, first we can calculate correction factor. That is t square upon n, t square 84 into 84 divided by n 12, cancel by 7, 560 plus 28, it comes to 588. So now we have correction factor. So we can calculate all the things. First SST, total sum of squares, and formula of SST is this total, sigma x1 square plus sigma x2 square plus sigma x3 square minus correction factor t square upon n. We prepare the second table of all the squares values to find this total. That means to calculate SST. 624 minus 588, therefore SST comes to 36. Then we can calculate SSC, and the formula is sigma x1 the whole square of this divided by n1, number of elements in the first column, sigma x2 the whole square upon n2, sigma x3 the whole square upon n3. Since we have only 3 columns, minus correction factor t square upon n. Yes, mind well, it is not allowed to substitute these as row total, because everything is columnar. Whenever we calculate SSC, just consider the columnar totals only and number of elements in the columns only. Mind well. 24 square upon 4 plus 28 square upon 4 plus 32 square upon 4 minus 588. Please simplify it with the help of arithmetic calculations, and SSC comes to ultimately 8. SSC comes to 8. Similarly, in case of 2A classification, we also need to calculate SSR in the same way as we calculate SSC, but on the basis of row totals. Sigma R1 the whole square upon number of elements in first row, sigma R2 the whole square upon number of elements in the second row, sigma R3 the whole square upon number of elements in the third row, sigma R4 the whole square upon number of elements in the fourth row minus t square upon n the correction factor. Yes, that means square of 21 divided by 3 plus square of 15 divided by 3 plus square of 24 divided by 3 plus again square of 24 divided by 3 minus 588, and please simplify this and SSR will be 18. And now the last thing, SSE, sum of squares for errors or sum of squares for residuals. And the the biggest shortcut is calculation of SSE. In our method, all these are actually shortcuts. SST minus summation of SSC and SSR. It is 36 minus 8 plus 18, that means 36 minus 26, that is 10. SSE is 10. So now we have everything, SSC, SSR, SSE, which we ultimately found on the basis of SST. So we have to find SST to use it here, to calculate SSE by the shortcut. And to find to calculate SST, we have to prepare the second table. Yes, I explained this because you understand why should we go for particular step of calculation. We have to prepare the table of all the squared values to find this total, and this, on the basis of this total we can find out SST, and if we find out SST we can find out SSE through shortcut. Otherwise all these totals, getting all these totals is very lengthy process. This is the shortest possible method we use in one way as well as two way classifications. Now we have SSC, SSR, SSE. Also we have number of columns, that means degrees of freedom, and on the basis of which we can find out MSC, MSR, MSE and F ratios. But for that we have to prepare ANOVA table, and ultimately we are interested in arriving at conclusion whether three varieties or any one or more of the three varieties of seeds contribute to greater output of the crop, or any one or more say variety of blocks of land contribute to the greater output. So that will be the ultimately say process of testing of hypothesis. But we are going to discuss all these things in the second part of the solution. We shall prepare the ANOVA table, and we shall also perform the analysis of test of hypothesis. But the important thing will be discussion about the null as well as alternative hypotheses of both the independent variables. Yes, most of the students are unable to understand the hypotheses even after studying this chapter more than once. So please always concentrate whenever I discuss about the hypothesis. Yes, if you have still not subscribed my channel, please subscribe PRSHNTPURR on YouTube, and I hope this lecture is useful for you all. So don't forget to like this. Also suggest my channel, my lectures, this lecture to your friends and all classmates and all other in whose contact you whenever come. That's it. Thank you very much.